It's the greatest, in 25 years of coaching, it's the best baseball game that I've ever been a part of. I'm very wary of celebrating or saying too much great about our team for fear of, you know, diminishing the effort of Texas A&M. Unbelievable competition between our school and their school. Fans were unbelievable on both sides, and just a classic, classic baseball game. I think one of the greatest college baseball games ever, had to be, considering what's on the line. And really proud of my team, and really proud to be on the same field with Texas A&M. See, I have TCU across my jersey, but I'm a college baseball fan too. And so, just to see the competition between two great teams, I mean, it was just part of it was incredibly enjoyable, and part of it was a beating, all at the same time. We went through that 22-inning thing last year, and that was a regional, not a super regional, but I just wish everybody could spend 2 seconds in the dugout around our guys, and I'm sure Coach Childress would say the same thing about his team. The energy of those guys, they never quit. I mean, it's all the coachy things you can come up with. They just never die. They truly never die. And we had opportunities to give in, and so did A&M. But it was a joy to be a part of that game.
Let's just kind of re-emphasize what you said yesterday about both of these teams should have been national seats.
No question. The same thing in 2010. Texas and TCU should have been playing each other. A&M and TCU should not have been playing each other. But our athletic director goes on the committee next year. Maybe we can start to seed the thing 1 through 16 instead of having the good teams in Florida playing each other and the good teams in Southern California play each other and the good teams in Texas play each other. No disrespect anywhere else, but let's have the best teams, meet in the World Series.
As far as the intense of the game was, Crane's base running play, I think you told me he probably would have been out, but they make a good throw. A game that goes on and on like that, a lot of times it comes down to something like
sure.
that.
Yeah, it's either going to be someone hitting the ball out of the ballpark, or someone making a mistake. And hated that for, it's not really a mistake. I mean, Ronnie, that's not a throw you ever practice. So, Garrett did a good job of forcing the issue. I didn't see Mo put the stop sign up, but certainly glad it bounced away. That's for sure.
Did Garrett's experience play a part in that play?
Probably so. He's aggressive. I mean, that's our mentality. That's the kind of baseball this team plays, and sometimes it looks ugly. And I hear the drones in the stands. I get it, but that's how we have to score. And the more pressure you can put on people, and maybe sometimes you get some mistakes along the way.
Were you watching Evan closely for any sign that he was going to be done?
Done playing?
Yeah,
he's fine. He'd still be playing. No, he was laughing coming back to the dugout. He's soaking wet, but he's just having a good time. He's a competitive kid.
Coach, you talked about one of your freshmen in Scout. You had 2 other freshmen come up big for you tonight, Preston Guillory, and then Juan Hagen hit the 2-run blast, his first of the year.
Sure. I mean, he had hit one like that. He had hit one like that in batting practice. And hopefully, that'll be a part of his game one day. But it's one of those things. You put a good swing on it. The guy's a really good arm, and he squared it up. And Guillory, who's a junior college transfer, again, he wasn't even, halfway. I mean, not halfway. A third of the way into the season, he wasn't even a part of our pitching staff because he wasn't willing to drop down the way we wanted to. And we took him in the bullpen one night at USC and said, you can either sit on the bench throwing over the top, or you can pitch throwing like this. You choose. And so he eventually bought in, and it has become a big piece for our team.
What does it say about the composition of your team that you got contributions from freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors today?
Well, this senior class has been unbelievable, and they've done a great job of when you have Juan Hagen and Scout hitting, Scout's hit cleanup all year, and Juan Hagen's hit second or third all year. And then you have Steinhagen in left and Brown in right. 4 new players that are asked to be a part of a veteran club. They need some leadership to help get them there. And all 4 of those guys have had great seasons. And certainly our coaching staff has done a great job with them, but it's that senior class that have helped walk those kids through this season, and including games like tonight. And so they are all to be credited.
What you see in your guys when
you give up the lead without giving up a hit when they come in from that inning?
You know, they were just, you know, it's one of those things that we said that going into this weekend, there's two things we're going to have to handle. We're going to have to handle adrenaline, and we're going to have to handle adversity. You know it's going to happen. So adversity in losing the middle game, adversity and things like that. And so, you know, I'm not trying to get coachy on you, but that's just, that they're prepared for that, and that's baseball. Things happen, and the best teams are the ones that can survive. And you know, that senior class has been through 3 years of it, especially last year on the way to Omaha, all those close games. So they never panic.
Speaking of adversity, though, when you 14th inning, I believe, where you have the bank shot off their pitcher to the first baseman, the force out at home. I mean, are you looking for any signs of frustration from your guys at that
they're
point?
frustrated. There's no doubt they're frustrated. I was frustrated. And then Evan Williams comes up and smokes the ball at short, and Alamon had made a great play on one hunt an inning or two before that behind the bag. I mean, that's why it's just two great teams and just a great game. And there was frustration on their side, there was frustration on our side. That's part of the game, but you have to, you know, move on to the next pitch.
What do you tell Riley Farrell after this game, and kind of what's your thoughts on him as y'all continue your season?
I still have belief in him. You know, I mean, do we need to go to? I mean, he's been working like crazy. You know, hopefully we get a chance to play a game where we can get him some work without everything so, you know, so much beat on the line. But he's the best that's ever walked on this campus at that position. And the guy's had a couple bad days, and I don't know. I'm not giving up on him, not for 1 second. And so I just wanted to give him. You know, I wanted to try and. We had said before the game that if we needed Alexander to throw to a lefty for one hitter, he said he felt great and we would do it. And he's normally a strike thrower. It didn't work out there, so. But that's part of putting together a great season. There's ebbs and flows to it, and guys go into slumps, and maybe it's in February and maybe it's in June, but that's just part of it. Everybody goes through it.
Coach, what did you see on Hendricks' glove? What did you see when you
Well,
called him?
and you know, I hated to do that. I said something to the umpire the inning before. It's just he kept going to the back of his mitt, and that's the first time in 25 years I've ever. It's not necessarily accusing somebody of something. I just wanted them to check it. And you know, I've coached a few guys who had great breaking balls who would maybe come up with a little pine tar here and there to help them get a little bit of a grip on a night like tonight. And so I asked the umpire a couple innings before, and he didn't want to do it. I thought I saw him send the catcher out to say something, and maybe that's not what he said. But eventually my job is, I work at TCU, and my job is to represent the best interest of TCU, and so I just wanted him to check. And Ryan's a great pitcher, and I didn't no disrespect, but that's my job to do that.
With how this game played out, how huge was it looking back on Preston's performance yesterday to be able to have the amount of pitchers that you had today?
Great point. And by the way, Alex Young pitched yesterday too. Preston pitched 2 days ago. Alex was phenomenal. You think about some things that happened in the first 3 innings. We could have been down 5-0, and he found a rhythm and punched out 10 and really did well. So yeah, Preston and Alex both going out there and giving us good starts helped us play into this game.
How close were you to pulling him in that third inning when he was struggling?
Pretty close, because we said we were going to use, if he struggled, we were going to use Guillory in the middle of an inning and then bring Traver in if we had to. But he made some pitches, we made a few plays, and then he kind of found himself.
Coach, looking back on it now, clearly you knew what you were doing going to the league at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's something we can use down the line, but I would prefer not to do it that way, but it worked out.
We'll do 2 more questions.
Coach, you want purple going to Omaha, not just here, but your opponent, your meeting on Sunday in LSU. They're one of the perennial powers of college baseball and have as big a fan base heading there. And what's your thoughts about opening up against LSU on Sunday afternoon?
Real excited about it because last time we played them, the team that I was a part of was, we beat them in Coach Bergman's last game to go to the College World Series in 2001, Gil Leverton. So I know that Omaha's a different place when the LSU's there. I mean, they have people that go when they're not there. So I'm excited to get a chance to play them. Their top assistant coach played for me for 4 years at Tulane, was our shortstop, and I had a chance to coach Alex Bregman on the USA national team. So excited to get a chance to play those guys in such a great venue.
Final question.
Evans at bats there late in the game. They were still. What'd you see in them?
Locked in. I mean, an elite hitter. You know, for that guy to stay on baseballs against great pitching, and you know, even that last at bat, you know, they were working him away, and he wasn't trying to get pull happy. He was just trying to you know, use the whole field, and that's what great hitters do. And so I think Coach Childress had just moved Gideon further into that 6-hole. Otherwise, that ball would have been right at him, and Ronnie made a nice play to even stop it. But Evans is a special player.